Hi everyone, today we are looking at a question like this. Now, as you can see over here, it says that Bala had some money. Okay, he wanted to buy 5 toy cars but was short of 150. Now, because of this word short of, right, the meaning of short of means not enough. Agree? So I write over here shortage. Shortage means I don't have. Correct or not? Right? If there's a food shortage, it means that I don't have enough food. Correct? So over here, what I'm trying to tell you is not enough. You agree so far?
Yeah.
Okay, now the moment you see something like this, right, and then you continue just looking through, you realize that there's this word left. Left means extra. Agree? Extra means what? I have too much. You agree so far? Now, then this is what we call an excess and shortage question. Okay? All right, an excess and shortage question. This is how you would do it. Okay? This is how you would do it. Now, how to do it? He wanted to buy 5 toy cars. How many toy cars? 5. So first one, he said, I want to buy 5 toy cars. Okay, so how many toy cars? 5. So 5 toy cars, and then so maybe we can show this, but short of how much? Short of $1.50. That means I don't have enough. Correct or not? All right, that means to say this $1.50 will be over here. Do you agree so far? All right, this is 150. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you? All right, now, because I know that this is 150, right? What I can say is this. I can say that the whole thing, from where to where? From here all the way to here, this is 5 toy cars. Can you see it? Yeah. Okay, so this is sentence number 1. True? Can I buy 5 toy cars? No, I cannot. No, I cannot. Okay, now, then in the end, sentence number 2, in the end, he bought 2 such toy cars. So he said, I'm just going to buy 2. And had how much left?
$12 left.
Very good. So isn't it true that whatever there is over here is 2 toy cars, 2 TC, correct or not?
Yeah.
How much left? $12 left. Can you see this or you cannot see this?
Can see.
Now, why is it that teacher Joseph stopped here? Because this line over here is the most important line that you need to learn. The line over there tells you the total amount. The line over there tells you that is the maximum amount. Okay? Yeah. Now, if this is 2 toy car, learn how to do mirror image. Can we mirror image?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to mirror image up. Correct or not? So this is also 2 toy car. True? What else? This is $12. Can you see something right now? What can you see? Very good. Whatever there is over here is actually 3 toy cars. How do you know that? Because no, the whole thing, because the whole thing is, can you see the whole thing is 5 toy cars? Oh. Right? So I want to, when I remove away this, right? You see, okay, I don't want to show that it's removed now, but I just want to show you that when I remove away that, what happens? What do I have over here? I have 3 toy cars, correct or not? So we can say that 3 toy cars is actually equals to how much? $12 plus $1.50, correct? Yeah. So then after that, 3 toy cars is actually equals to how much? $13.50. Do you agree so far? Then we find 1 toy car. How much is 1 toy car? 1 toy car will be $13.50 divided by 3. All right, this is $4.50. True, true, true. Now, 1 toy car is my Mr. Greenman. Mr. Greenman is out, so I like to highlight it to remind students. Mr. Greenman is out. We can go on to the next question. How much money did a toy car cost? Therefore, your answer for this question has to be number 4. And this is what I meant by getting to your answer naturally. Now, so for a question like that, it says that Charlene uses 4 different patterns to form 4 different shapes to form a pattern. All right, now the first 16 shapes were shown below. Wow, very confusing, right? 16 shapes, it's very hard for you to know, hey, how am I supposed to, know what is the last one, right? Over here, they ask you for the 51st position, Now, don't panic. All you need to do, right, is to group things up. This is the idea of grouping things up. What do I mean by this? Look at this, You see carefully, okay? The first one, I want you to see what is the next group, or when does the first group end? Circle, square, triangle, triangle. Sorry, triangle, triangle, star, star, correct? Circle, square, again, that means to say it ends here. Agree so far? That means to say, yes, this is one group. Am I making sense here? We always like to group it up. So what I'm going to say is this, I'm going to say that one group, okay, is actually equals to how many shapes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 shapes. Am I making sense here? Now, when they say which shape was in the 51st position, that means to say they have 51 shapes. You agree so far? Okay, they have 51 shapes. Is that something that you can understand? Yeah. Okay, so now all I need to do is to try to get to 51. But is 51 a multiple of 6? Is it a multiple of 6? We don't know, or we know. It's not very good. 51 is not a multiple of 6, right? So we want to get to something that is closest to 51. What is closest to 51?
56 and 48.
48, very good. So we get to 48 shapes first. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right, so that means to say at 48 shapes, okay, how many? So from here to here is definitely, okay, so you understand, right? So 48 shapes, that means to say the last one must be a triangle. What triangle? The last one must be a star. The last one must be a star. For the 48 shape must be a star. What about the 49 shape? It's a circle. True?
Yeah.
Right? Because if 48 is the last one, what? So this is the last one, correct? No, it's always like that, right? Then it repeats again, 49. 50. So 49. 50. 51. Oh, wow. So the 51st one has to be option number 3, which is a triangle. Jacob had some money. Okay, he spent 1/4 of his money on the book. So we know that book is actually goes to 1/4. Does that make sense to you? All right, yes?
Yeah.
Now, the moment I'm done with that, what I want to do is I want to move on to the next part. Okay, the next part says what? And 1/8 of it on a pencil case. So PC is actually equals to pencil case, is equals to 1/8. But it doesn't make sense, right? How can the denominator be different?
Yeah, so we need to convert the denominator for the book.
Very good, very good. Make the denominator the same. Why is it that the denominator has to be the same? Because, very good, and also because it came from the same amount, same pocket. You get what I'm trying to say now? How can the total be different? I say I have some money, I give you $2, I give the person $5, right? So you see, 2 plus 5 equals to what I have. You understand what I'm saying? This is the idea of part, whole. Okay, so what I want to do here is definitely want to make the denominator the same. All right, so what do you have over here? You get to 2/8. Okay, you get to 2/8. Am I making sense here? Okay, so now I know my book is actually 2/8. Pencil case is actually 1/8. Now then, have you ever wondered why is it that the question don't want to just put 2/8 for us? Have you ever wondered why? Why did you just might as well, why the question like to do that? Because the question actually went to simplify 2/8. That's why it becomes 1/4. Do you understand?
To make it more challenging.
And yes, to make it more challenging for you, they want to see whether if you know that actually these two must have the same denominator. Okay, so when you see a fraction, right? Yes, it is actually simplified. Understand what I'm saying? Now, we go on to the next one, which is sentence number 3. Yeah? Can you go on to sentence number 3? He spent 70% more on the book than the pencil case. What does it mean to say more on the book than the pencil case? You can see over here, right? More on the book, okay? Which is the book? The book is how many units? 2 units. You agree so far? The pencil case is 1 unit, correct? So 70 cents more. The meaning of 70 cents more, it means that it is the difference. You agree? So what is the difference? The difference over here is actually equals to 70 cents. Is that something that you can understand? That's why 1 unit is equals to 70 cents. Make sense?
Yeah.
Now, the moment you have Mr. Greenman, so therefore we have to find how many units? 8 units. Agree so far?
Yeah.
Right, now my question to you is how do I get from 1? Very good, right? How do I get from 1 to 8? We say 70 cents times 8. Am I making sense here? So therefore over here has to be $5.60, and that is the amount of money Jacob has at first. Now, let's talk about our next question. Okay, as you can see over here, it says that Randy had 3 times as many stamps as Larson. The moment I see the word 3 times, I know that this is what I call a multiples model. Do you agree so far? A multiples model. A multiples model basically looks like that. Let me just show it to you. I only read sentence number 1. I don't want to read everything else. If I read everything else, very dangerous. You understand? Your mind won't be able to understand everything. Correct? So if you look at a problem solving requires me to break it up into parts. Just like how eating a pizza will be nicer if you were to eat slice by slice than to shove the whole thing down your throat.
Yeah.
You'll choke. Same thing for math. If you read everything, you will choke on the information. Food, choke on the food. So you want to choke on the food? I mean on the information? Don't want, right? So you want to enjoy it. You get what I'm trying to say? Alright, so now we say Randy had 3 times, so we are just going to draw 1, 2, 3. Am I making sense here? Alright, for Larson will just be 1 unit. Is it now? Once I'm done, I'm going to read sentence number 2, okay? Now, I have one recommendation for those of you who are watching this, is that your model has to be big. If your model is small, there is absolutely no way, 0 chance for you, or in fact, there's a high possibility that you will make a mistake. Model, be generous with your drawing, can or not? And then be stingy with giving away marks, can? So once I'm done with this, right, it says, after Randy gave away 105 of his stamps, oh my mama. Do I know how much is 105? I do not know, right or not? I do not know what is 105. Agree? And because I do not know what is 105, it's okay. I'm not going to show anything first. I'm just going to put minus 105 over here. Is that okay? All right. Now, Laksan had twice as many stamps as Randy. Do you remember Laksan did not give anything? Did Laksan give anything?
No, only Randy.
It was only Randy, right? So what happens is this. Laksan became twice. True?
So that
Mirror
means
image. Thank you. Copycat, kiss the rest. Now, the moment I'm done with this, I need to ask myself, right? What is the meaning of Laksan had twice as many stamps as Randy? That means Randy left with 1 unit, you know? Isn't that true?
Yeah.
That means all of this, whatever that is over here is actually gone. Make sense? Why is this gone? What caused this to go away? What caused this to disappear? Because of the 105. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now we know where is 105, so we will just put 105 over here. Is this something that you can understand?
Yeah.
Now, then we ask ourselves, right? How many units is 105? We can see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm kidding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 units is actually equals to 105. You agree so far?
Yeah.
So we find Mr. Greenman. What is Mr. Greenman? 105 divided by 5. We definitely get to 21. Teacher Joseph, how do you know it's 105 divided by 5? Because when I do something, or how do I get from 5 to 1? I divide by 5. True? When I do something to my left, I must do something to my right. Okay? Now, so we get to 1 unit equals to 21. Mr. Greenman is out. Say hi, Mr. Greenman. Mr. Greenman is out. Now what we want to do is we want to definitely read the question. All right, we want to definitely read the question. Now it says, how many stamps did Randy have in the end? When I say in the end, it means to say after giving everything. Do you understand what I'm saying? And therefore, my answer for this question has to be 21.
Yeah.
Hi guys. Okay. Now, once I'm done with this, I move on to the next one. It says, how many stamps did Laksan have? So you can see Laksan didn't even give anything. Laksan didn't even do anything. Laksan say, I'm selfish. I'm not going to give anyone anything. So Laksan has to be 2 units. Isn't it true? All right. So 21 times 2. Therefore, over here is 42. I didn't want to write below because I wanted you all to see the model. Huh? Okay. So therefore, for your first answer is 21. Second answer is over here, and it has to be 42. Okay, hi everyone. Today we are looking at a question like this. Now the question says Betty spent 4/5 of her money on a dress. So what you can do, right? In fact, for this question, you just have to say dress is actually equal to 4/5. Isn't that true? Okay. All right. So once this is done, right, you want to move on to the next part. The dress costs $120. Wow, they are giving us the value. So you know, right, that actually 4 units is $120. Isn't that true? Make sense or don't make sense? All right, you need to be value focused. Value focused means you need to look at what you have and ask yourself if there is a value. Because when I buy dresses, well, not me, but if I have to buy for somebody, I will not tell the person, hey, can I give you 4/5 of my money? No, I tell them, hey, can I? How much is this? The person will say $120. Do you think the person will say, okay, this dress is around 3/5 of your money? Now, after I'm done with 4 units, I want to quickly find 1 unit first. Correct or not? Because 1 unit is my Mr. Greenman. True? Yeah. So how do I get from 4 to 1? I have to divide by 4. Correct or not? So over here, I also have to divide by 4. Is that something that you can do? All right, 120 divided by 4, therefore over here is $30. Agree so far? Yeah. Now, I don't know anything yet. I'm just going to move on to the next sentence. Sentence number 3 says that she spent the rest of her money on some what? On some T-shirts. So T-shirts is my hidden information. Say hidden information. So hidden information. T-shirts is the rest. 4/5, that means the rest has to be 1/5. Isn't that true? Yeah. Right? True or no? Very good. Now you know why this is 1/5, right? Now I'm done reading every part of the sentence. I have broken up and I have squeezed out all of my information. Now then I move on to the next one, right? It says, what fraction of her money did she spend on the T-shirts? Therefore, oh my goodness, isn't this getting to my answer naturally? Now, question says, each shirt costs $6. Okay, so we know that 1 T-shirt is how much? $6. How many t-shirt? Oi, how many t-shirt did she buy? We need to find out how much did she spend, right, on t-shirt. How much do you think she spent on t-shirt? She spent 1/5, right? Right now. So isn't 1/5 $30? Isn't it true that she spent $30 on t-shirt? Right? So she spent $30 on t-shirt. Isn't that true? Right? Now the question is asking you how many t-shirts did she buy? Now, so how many t-shirts did she buy? Basically, I'm asking you to find out what is this. Correct? Now, my question to you is how do I get from 6 to 30? How do I get from 6 to 30? I just have 2 times 5. Very good. Agree or disagree? Then I times 5 over here as well, isn't it? So isn't it true that my answer has to be 5 t-shirts? I apologize for my 5. Let me write properly. All right, 5 t-shirts. Okay? Okay? All right, so that's the reason why your answer for this question has to be 5 t-shirts. Bala
bought
4 pens and 2 pencils. Write down first. 4 pens plus 2 pencils. That is for Mr. Blur. Okay, so sentence number 1 done. Now, I want to move on to the next part of the sentence. I know that for Mingjie, ready? He bought 2 pens. So we write down 2 pens plus 4 pencils. Can you see that? Well, what we know for sure is this, right? In sentence number 3, Bala paid 240 more than Mingjie. The moment you see 240 more, you need to draw a model. A comparison model. Agree? Bala and Mingjie. Bala paid 240 more. So draw a model first. Show that Bala paid 240 more.
What does DAN stand for?
Draw a model.
Oh.
Alright, so whatever that is over here is actually $2.40. And I don't know much from there. I don't know what else to do. Correct or not? Now, but what I know for sure is that a pencil costs how much? $1 and... So can I go and find the cost of these 2 pencils first? Can I find the cost of these 2 pencils? I will be able to do so, correct? How much would that be? $1.35 times 2. Do you agree so far? Do you agree so far?
Yeah.
This is actually equals to $2.70. Agree or disagree? Okay. Now then, for the 4 pencils, can I find it? All right, $1.35 times 4. Is this something that you can understand?
Yeah.
All right, and I'll get to an answer of $5.40. True?
Yeah.
Now, well, the problem here is this, right? I don't know what is this 240. Make sense? Now, so what I want to do next, okay, is to ask myself, can I show this 270 and this 540 in the model? How? Let's start with the 4 pencils first. Can we start with the 4 pencils first? Or in fact, the 2 pencils first? Can we start with the 2 pencils first?
Yeah.
You can say for Bala is 270, right? So definitely he has 2 pencils over here. Then this must also be 2 pencils. True?
Yeah.
But for our dear Mingjie, so this is 270. Can you see this is 270?
Yeah.
2 pencils. I just put PC for pencils, can? And then this is also 270. This is also 2 pencils. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
But did Mingjie only buy 2 pencils or Mingjie bought more than that?
He bought more than that.
He bought how many pencils?
4.
Very good. Can you see 2 PC again?
Yeah.
Again, 270. Okay, make sense?
Yeah.
Then, how many pens did he buy? So you see, isn't it true that whatever else will then be, okay, whatever else will then be over here for Mingjie will then be just 2 pens. Agree so far?
Yeah.
Make sense? All right. Now, but for Bala, whatever else over here, okay, let me maybe just draw it properly one more time. Whatever else will be what I call my 4 pens. Can you see these 4 pens? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Right, so we mirror image up again. We have a 270 over here. We have a 2 pence over here. Wow. And then we have a 240 over here. True?
Yeah.
Now, what does it tell you from here? What can you see from here? You can obviously see that 2 pence is actually equals to 270 plus 240. True? Why? Because the whole thing over here, I'm just going to highlight for you in yellow. So we can see that the whole thing over here from this part all the way down to here, all the way down and then go up, right? This whole thing over here is actually how many pence? 4 pence. Can you see that it's 4 pence?
Yeah.
Can you see that it's 4 pence? So if this is already 2 pence, isn't it true that this green color and this green color is actually equals to 2 pence?
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So what is 2 pence? 2 pence is actually equals to $2.70 plus $2.40. Make sense? Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, 270 plus 240. Therefore, your answer for 2 pence will then be $5.10. Make sense? Okay, so what do I want to do? I want to always get to Mr. Greenman, isn't it? So 1 pen is actually equals to how much? $5.10 divided by 2. Make sense? And then that gives me $2.55. And this is your answer for A. You understand or not?
Yeah.
Okay, can I? Now that is the cost of 1 pen. Now, then we move on to the next one. The question says, how much more did a pen cost more than a pencil? We already know, right? For a pen, it is actually how much? $2.55. Correct or not? Now, what about a pencil? A pencil actually costs you how much? According to the question, it is actually how much? $1.35. So in other words, the word more means to find the difference. True, true, true. So you want to find the difference over here. The difference means you have to minus, isn't it? Difference means big minus small, correct or not? So you have to do 255 minus 135, and therefore over here you just write down 255 minus $1.35, and therefore your answer has to be $1.20. Okay. Okay, hi everyone. So now for a question like this, okay, as you can see over here, it says that Kim bought an equal number of cupcakes and cookies, correct? Now, so if it's an equal number of cupcakes and cookies, we are just going to make sure that we draw a model, we show that it is of equal size. You agree so far? Now, you must understand that this is number. Okay, this is number. Number means how many. Okay, number means how many cupcakes did Kim buy? Now, but then we move on to sentence number 2, right? Sentence number 2 says he spent $168 more. This is how much? Am I making sense here? This is the price that you pay, correct or not? Will you tell the auntie, I want $168 worth of cupcakes? No. You will tell the auntie, I want 10 cupcakes, 20 cupcakes. The 10 and 20, that one is the number. How many do you want? Right now. Then how much will be, how much is it, auntie? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Then that's when the how much comes in, correct? Now, so the question tells us that he spent. How much did he spend? So over here we write down how much. How much did he spend? He spent $168 more on the cupcakes than on the cookies. Okay, so cupcakes and cookies. Okay, can you see this? Can you see this? This is 168. Make sense? Okay, can? Now, so what we know for sure, did you realize, okay, I asked you a question, okay? Did you realize that whatever that is over here is actually, I asked you how many cupcakes over here, you will tell me 1 unit, correct or not? How many cupcakes over here, you will tell me? True? Right? They bought the same. You must understand that they bought the same number, the equal number of cupcakes and cookies. Okay, so then this brings me to my next point, which is a single, or in fact, I would say this is one of the most important concept that you need to know. We call this the big difference, small difference. Something that you will learn eventually. Now you also obviously, now you're learning the simple ones, okay? Now, I ask you a question. What is the total difference over here in money? What is the total difference? Did you see? The only thing that is different is over here. Correct or not? Okay, so this is what I call my big difference. Say big difference.
Big difference.
Okay, now, what is the SD over here? The SD over here means the small difference. Am I making sense here? What is the small difference? The small difference is when I look at my receipt and I look at my friend's receipt and then I take out one item and I compare. My milk is cheaper. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So big difference is what? Tell me what is big difference.
Big difference is where you compare
The total difference. Understand what I'm saying? So you can tell that receipt and receipt put together, the final amount, the difference in the final amount. Small difference is only what? One item versus one item. You see the difference? Do you see the difference? Now, the small difference over here has to be one item versus one item. That means to say $5 minus $2, and this is actually $3. Is that something that you can understand?
Yeah.
What is the big difference? Now, the big difference over here, okay, the big difference over here is actually $168.
Yeah.
Right? So the moment you have this, you should be very happy already because you are almost there already, okay? So I just want to erase this because this is just an analogy that I've given, right? Now, so what exactly is this big difference, small difference? What are you going to do next? Very simple. All you need to do is to divide. So big difference over small difference. The meaning of over means I divide, correct or not? So we are just going to do $168 divided by 3. Make sense or don't make sense? Okay, why am I doing this? Because laterwards I'll show it to you. Now I'm going to show it to you, okay? Now 168 is dollar, right? Dollar and dollar, correct or not? When I divide 168 and 3, when I cancel and cancel, what happens is that I will get to an answer of 56. Now, what exactly is this 56? This 56 is 56 items or whatever you want to call it, all right, in 1 unit. This is like my Mr. Green Man. This is my Mr. Green Man. Am I making sense here? Teacher Joseph, why is it not $56? Because when you divide, you cancel and cancel. You divide, you cancel and cancel. Correct or not? So this 56 can be 56 cookies or 56 cupcakes. Okay? The question says, how many cookies did he buy? Your answer for this has to be 56. Why? Because why is it not? You don't need to think, right? Whether if it's cookies or cupcakes, because they bought the same number of cookies and cupcakes. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right, so that is big difference, small difference, okay? All right, and that is something that you need to know. Go on to the next one, Ken. Now, how much did he spend on the cupcakes now? So we know that he bought 56 cupcakes. You agree so far?
Yeah.
How much is one cupcake? We know that one cupcake is $5, isn't it? Isn't it? All right, so we times $5. Okay, so we do 56 times $5. We get to an answer of $280, and that is the amount that he spent on the cupcakes.